3. As I suggested, that there's a possibility. I know time as a position 4, which is, I don't think I've seen anything like that in quite some time. And there's also a reason why they decided to steal Windranger for themselves. So both of these love to play position 4 Windranger. Whitemon, he's dropping very low.
Yeah, but down goes Planet. Crystallis getting that kill. Whitemon will fall. Bach gets one in return, but already 2 kills here for Tundra.
Look, this is an insane amount of damage. Saksa.
Whitemon in trouble. Vacuum back. He's killed off. Bach getting yet another
Saksa
kill.
is trying to snipe people, and he does it. He gets Y. 2 same heroes, because this is pretty nuts. And Y is like, okay, something's cooking. I need to remove this observer ward because it's been causing way too many issues.
Now, Whitemon made the TP over mid, so did Saksa.
That's going to say that's the wrong side. This is not Radiant.
Oh, yeah. Committing to being under tower. Whitemon's going to get that kill.
That's amazing, to be honest.
The cooldown doesn't even get cut by that much. It's 10%. Ooh. Mid lane, nothing to say. In trouble and dead again. Run at and... Ooh, Vacuum is going to be available to pull them out of the shrine for a second. They've also brought in Y. So it's a 3v2 at the moment where they're going to be able to get a kill on a Whitemon if they have a stun, and they will. They'll get the shrine. They'll get the kill. Looking towards maybe getting the kill here on Shiro because they picked up a haste rune bottom, and BZM's going to try and make a move over.
They're still chasing.
Shiro... Waveform trying to run. Power shot. It's there. It's on the money.
Thinking about this, but to remember the last Olympics, the guy from Turkey that kind of showed up and got second place at the shooting. I don't know what the discipline is called. Him, another way of stopping people from going in, so you'll have multiple route mechanics.
Shallow grave, but they've got the silence. That means no heal. He'll be definitely dead.
Pretty neat.
Good little combo. They're cutting across. They're going to want to make a move here on the mid lane. They'll look over, find Saksa, and they'll get that as it's Shiro who turns into the Windranger through the shackle out, connected Saksa to the back, and they're going to look for even more. They've got the wall down. They'll find themselves. BZM turns back into the Windrunner and has that power shot for the execute. And I believe that Nothing to Say has swapped from that Manta to a BKB. Bottom lane, they find Whitemon. Innocence gets the kill there.
That they placed something that I talked about like 4 minutes ago.
Needs to be
this
careful.
is gonna give them vision on Crystallis again.
Showing in the lane, and they've got the wall. They have the silence. They have a bunch of heroes here. The shackle, it's always the one in the back, but Crystallis still dead. Saksa on the run. A bit quicker, a little bit more pep in their step. Like you said, they scale better, but they got to still get to this point. A little worrisome for where they're at. They're going to try and get Whitemon, who's looking to get under the tier 2 tower.
Gonna get out.
Silence for a moment. Just gets out of silence.
Himself.
Has the grave meteor hammer drop down on Shiro, and he's dead. They don't get the kill on Dazzle, but they might walk up on Dazzle. And they are going to catch him. Don't have the silence yet, so he'll Nothel project. Be able to get that shallow grave on himself, extend his life a little bit longer, but eventually dying. The gold each.
I gotta check, but I think he's the guy that killed the most couriers at the tournament.
Definitely currently. BZM, yeah, unaware.
Yeah, he's...
And they're gonna get this kill onto BZM with ease.
It kind of stop, and Team Tidebound, they are out farming Tundra right now. Crystallis doesn't seem to be ready at the moment. It does feel like they need maybe another round of items, because right now the team fight coming out from Darkshire with Greaves and Crimson is a bit too much for them.
Why? In some trouble. They have the Gale Force, but here comes Nothing to Say as well as Bach. They've got the Poison Touch that hexes them for a moment. The Laguna Blade. And the wall is down onto 2 heroes. Nothing to Say right into the face of this Lina. They've got the Vacuum on the 4. Saksa, Whitemon, BZM, all dead. They're going to Stone Gaze. Nothing to Say has to be a little bit careful. Can they stop the TP? No, they can't. It's 3 heroes dead on Tundra, however. Do you think he saves up, or does he buy out on that first and hold that answer? Because they're going to go for Whitemon, but the silence isn't going to connect. So he's got the Shallow Grave, a chance to TP out. But
she cannot be slowed.
Opportunity, and now 33, he is going to be caught. Gorgon's Grasp thrown by Shiro, and they'll use that Stone Gaze, but they've got the Moonlight Shadow. They hit this link to blink forward from Planet. They've got the control, and they just need a little bit more damage. And eventually they get the kill on a 33.
Second cooldown, so you can have a lot of area control. Add Meteor Hammer to that. But it doesn't seem to be enough. When was the last time Tundra got a kill?
All down, BZM, Laguna Blade used, vacuum back.
Nothing.
Lands
That
on
Laguna did 0 damage.
BZM, though, he is getting pretty low. They might be able to get a kill here on a Bach, but he's able to pop those Guardian Greaves, and they're still going to look for more. They've got the silence on it, too. The Plasma Field comes out. They get the kill on a BZM. Now Crystal is going to try and stand his ground as Planet takes out Saxa. That's going to be 2 heroes dead, and the static link making Crystal's life very, very, very frustrating, as he has got no damage to throw out, and he is going to die here to nothing to say.
All these auras
Are map, so it is a bit tough for them to kind of find any space to farm. They might just go for this. They find 33s, the tankiest of the bunch. Gorgon's Grasp is down.
Look at Shiro. He's getting the angle.
Shiro got the shackle. Vacuum sending this Lina onto the low ground. They've got the silence. They have the link, and he's just graved in time. Y got the kill on a White Mon, so they're not going to have that shallow grave of the heal anymore. With the BKB being popped by nothing to say, they should be able to get at least another one. They buy back on the Wind Ranger. They've got this Stone Gaze used. They'll hex up the Morphling, but it doesn't quite matter. Turning to stone, though, is Planet. It's going to be focused. The LSA connects. They get the kill on the Night Stalker, but they find themselves Chrysalis with the link lasting a long time. Just can't quite get the kill. Whitemon's able to get the Shadow Wave out there and get the heal off, but Saxa dead again. He's gone for 70 seconds. No buyback. Whitemon buying back just in time to save his own DK. Now back up.
Moonlight Shadow.
Chrysalis. Oh, well, that's never happening. That TP's not going to happen. They should be able to get this kill on a Chrysalis. Nowhere for him to go. And he is dead game. See how they can defend this, but it's not going to be easy. They'll start with the Hex. They'll shackle as well, but they've got the Roche's Banner. Gorgon's Grasp. More and more and more control, but not enough damage by any means. The Gale Force and the Shackle do connect again. Light Strike Array, Meteor Hammer, drop down, lands on 2, but the BKB is going to be popped by nothing to say, and he's going to start to go in. They've got the Vacuum on a Chrysalis as well as BZM. BZM forced to pop the BKB, but they lose Whitemon, and he's not going to be back into the fight because he used the buyback in the top fight. They Stone Gaze, and the side of Tidebound is going to turn before they'll re-engage, with 33 not really having much control left to him anyway. These illusions from the wall doing a lot of damage here on the Chrysalis. They'll land the arrow. They'll get the kill. They'll take the DK. He's dead without buyback as well, as 33 gets back into the fountain. Gentlemen, using this Gale Force, they're diving too deep. They get the kill onto 2, losing now a 3rd as Bog falls. They dove too far, pulling an LGD moment in TI, and that could have been the finisher of the game, but instead now it's going to be a little bit longer.
But for the love of God, change his level 20 talent, change his Aghanim Scepter. Nobody's gonna buy this, ever. You're actually griefing if you're buying the item. Let me shut up. There's a game to be cast.
Yeah, Moonlight Shadow, Gale Force, and they're gonna push this Night Stalker, but they've got the Laguna Blade on the thing, trying to BKB TP out, and he does, but the Shackle and the Power Shot will get the kill onto Planet. You sound like...
Just way too many heals coming out. Dragonite is naturally tanky. And now you can see Tundra making aggressive moves.
Why in some trouble, but he will have some help from Bach. Vacuum, and now you are the ward, Saxa. Gonna try and focus fire.
Oh, look at that focus fire.
Whitemon. Not really doing a lot of damage, but the right click's coming out here from BZM. They get the kill there onto Saxa, who may need to buy back. They BKB, but the damage coming in. BZM's in trouble. He's dead. And now they'll look for 33. You thought they were coming back, but they'll take out Whitemon, who doesn't have buyback available. And 33, he's tanky, he's a sponge, but he's alone. Like the fun song says, F is for friends who do stuff together. And Tidebound are holding hands and killing 33 together.
The fight, they lose this fight, the game is pretty much over. Chrysalis pops the dragon form.
30 seconds, BZM now buying back, but they've got the Hex. And the damage, Chrysalis already down to half health. He needs some help. They'll pop at least the Guardian Greaves for now, but they've got the Hex. It's onto the Morphling, who's in trouble, and Shiro's dead! Oh, and nothing to say. Gonna follow him to the grave again. A high ground.
And Chrysalis to see if he's gonna be able to pump in the damage.
Ooh, they see him. They'll pop that ult, they'll go, and they'll look for BCM. They want to kill him twice immediately. They go to the vacuum, it's on the 3, they get the wall down, and now they're going to come over with the rest of these heroes, but they've already taken out Planet. Night Stalker forced to buy back with Alina still surviving with a grave. This is a problem. They finally take the Aegis, but Chris
he's trying to TP out
alone, and he's
gone.
Just alive. BKB, TP out, BZM, he gets away just in the nick of time, but they find 33. They got the kill in a White Mon. They'll find themselves this Medusa and a quick kill, I will say.
It wasn't really there, but NTS using a refresher. White Mon needs to use his buyback.
They're going to go. They got the stun. It's on Shiro. It doesn't have an Aegis, but the Laguna Blade is there. They've got the vacuum. It's on a 3. Down the back line, though, they got the Hex onto Y. The wall is down. The damage on a White Mon, but he gets a Shallow Grave out before he might die. But actually, I say that Shiro's dead again. Oh, double kill as they take out Y. The high ground is their biggest enemy. They find the stun. They hit the nullifier. It's on a Planet who bought back in that triangle fight, and he is dead for 2 minutes. This refresher orb now. But Roche is back up. These teams might skirmish over mid. They're going to have to try and find BZM. They pop the Lincolns, and now they're going to go to the Gale Force with BKB again. Nothing to say. Linking. They've got the Laguna Blade to the backline, but it's off screen.
They're sitting inside the wall.
Is down. They're sitting in it, but they've got the stun. It's onto this Morphling. They haven't killed anybody just yet, but they get the kill to BZM finally. They'll take him out. The arrows
another wall.
White Mon's in trouble. There's another wall with the refresher being used by Bach. They'll take out White Mon. Down goes Crystallis. 33. He's going to sponge up a lot of damage, but eventually he's going to die here, and they'll lose 4 on the side of Tundra.
And here could be an opening.
Potentially. Planet's got the Ion Shell on him, and now he's going to pop that Dark Ascension, but the Hex immediately coming from 33. Planet might have played himself. Gorgon's Grasp lands on a 2, but here comes nothing to say with the BKB pop by Planet. It's a vacuum on a 3 into the wall, and they found Crystallis. They'll get the kill. He's gone for 2 minutes. Taking out the DK, follow that up with a kill on a Saksa, and now the Stone Gaze trying to run the Gale Forces down onto the ground. I believe that's going to be from the Morphling. So Shiro, he had that Gale Force damage waveform and the BKB. The control, the right clicks the kill. Down goes the Lina. They'll call GG, and Tidebound, when not on the high ground of Tundra, finally seal the deal.
Previous TI, first game, Team Liquid against Gaimin Gladiators.
Mid lane, though.
At the mid lane.
BCM.
That means quite a lot when we were talking about the lane presence. Saksa.
Oh, yeah, this is a problem. He's dead. I mean, that is a kill there for Y. Nothing to say. Just being involved in quite a bit. Now, bottom lane, Bach is kind of low, but Dream Coil used, and they'll trade Crystallis for Bach. They might get a second here with Planet dying to BZM with a double kill. This is something that
now
BZM
not even close to level 6.
Yeah, and he is going to
get on top of him. He's gonna die.
A lot of trouble. Yeah, he is very dead on his screen already. 33 going to be killed off there by Y. Y taking yet another kill, and this is also happening. Being taken anyway. Not bad for Tundra. They committed too many heroes from Tidebound over top.
Just damage from Ricky is insane.
Yeah, it's a lot early on. It's Saksa on the run, but showing your back to a Ricky is a poor idea. Bach's here, but Bach's kind of low. They'll bring in the Ursa. They're trying to get a kill on a White Mon.
Crystallis is fighting.
And Bach is going to be dead. They lose Y.
Shiro's coming.
2 kills here, and Crystallis,
he just got level 6 out of that kill.
does he survive still, though? They've got the Blink Strike. They have the Rocket Barrage, and they'll get another kill, and they'll take out Crystallis. But still, giving them 2 kills.
Yeah, with Invis trying to make a rotation. This is a big kill if they can get it.
And they should be able to do so. They've got the Wolves. They'll have the Avalanche with the Dream Coil toss up into the air, and Shiro very dead.
The rotation from Ricky. He's coming.
Oh, the damage already. I mean, they don't even need Ice Blast. Nothing to say. He's just able to get an easy kill. Ice Blast connects. They'll have the slow. They'll have the Diffusal slow, which means he is pretty much hit for rights, and that's what they do to get that combo. Fall down connects, and he even uses the ult.
They have this Observer.
See, they're gonna blink epicenter, Ice Blast coming in, that connects, and that's a dead 33. But now the other way around, they've got the toss up into the air. Crystallis getting the kill on a Y. Dream Coil used, and Crystallis still in the vicinity. Homing missiles coming out.
Ursa?
Pig pull, jump,
He's in trouble.
He's trying to maybe jump out on the high ground, but he can't do it with the silence. Fuck. He's just right in their face. He doesn't have enough mana here for a Burrow Strike, but it's not going to matter. They get the kill there on a White Mon, taking out 3. And some other games we've seen in this tournament so far. Avalanche coming through. Shiro might be in danger. Ice Blast is flying in, and that does hit on a Chrysalis, but do they have the way to follow this up? Cold Feet, Burrow Strike, Macro Pyre. Chrysalis caught with the Ice Path, and he's going to try and right-click somebody down, but Bach ends up getting hit by that Avalanche. Nothing to say is coming over. They'll dust up, nothing to say, and they've got the Cold Feet. They'll have the kill with the Tricks of the Trade, getting that Tinker and a 2-for-1, despite the fact that they lose. Shiro is okay over that for Tundra at one point. But other than that, it's been pretty even, and no surprise they go into Roche. An Ice Blast would be pretty big, and that's a Burrow Strike on
what a stun from Bach.
Oh, Macro Pyre, Ice Path, and the kill on the all three. Brutal. Made the movement bottom. I mean, that first wood was huge for the Ricky, and he's been able to capitalize and Yules onto the puck, but they use that Dream Coil. Ice Path laid down, not going to matter. And he just killed him with Warp Flare, I believe. Yeah. Knockdown spotted.
Damage.
But nothing to say is here. Diffuser trying to keep him in the smoke screen. Tricks of the Trade. Ice Blast flying through. Burrow Strike on a BZM, but they've got some damage onto the Sand King. Yules up into the air and trying to survive. Has a bit of a shield on him with the Glimmer Cape, but they're going to catch Planet. 3 years dead here on the side of Tidebound. A good fight overall for Tundra. And if they can find this Ricky, ooh, they find him. They've got the root. And he's going to have this Aegis. But can he get out with his second life? That's going to be a big issue.
Kill. Let's see who gets it. Chrysalis gets it. Extra 700 gold for him.
Ooh. If they go for Roche again, though, and everybody's up from the side of Tidebound, things could be a bit of a problem. Ice Vortex down to the ground, the blink in. They're going to go to the toss. They've got the Ice Blast coming in, but they get the kill on a Sox, and they turn it. Shiro with the Satanic.
He's
Ice
fighting
Blast on a Chrysalis is problematic. He'll get low and he'll shatter. They get the kill there onto Innocence, but now when this BKB runs out, it might be an issue. They finally take out both supports, but the Burrow Strike lands onto this Tinker. They'll dust, and it is a deterrent for the side of Tidebound, and it looks like they might even want to go back in.
They know he's not going to be there.
All he needs to do is land a pretty good Ice Blast, and that's what he's there for. They're going to make a move to start, and Sox has a homing missile flying out on him, but the big one coil Yules. All right, surviving. Ice Blast coming out. Pretty significant. Hitting a lot of these heroes on the side of Tundra. That might deter them for a moment, but they've got an amplified damage on BZM. They need to back out of the pit for a moment with this ulti being used by this Lycan. No Jakiro. That means no Macro Pyre, no Ice Paths in the pit. But are they willing to go in here? They do not have Ice Blast for another 18 seconds. They'll charge up the epicenter. There's the Burrow Strike, a little bit short, though. Chrysalis is able to get away. And now they're going to commit on a Roche. They've got the Warp Flare. That lands on a Shiro. They're controlling the pit for the moment. BKB's going to be popped here by 33. They're going to jump in with everybody. They get the Aegis out of the ground. It's snatched up by Shiro. They got the kill on Tundra, but the Aegis is in the hands out of the Gyrocopter. Now they're going to focus their attention on a 33. They get the kill into the Lycan. They get their hands on the Aegis. They feeling pretty good about where they're at the moment, and they might even get some more. They jump in. They've got the Silence Ice Path laid down on top of the Ricky, but they got the Avalanche and the toss. Nothing to say is so low. Forced to BKB. 33 on the run with the BKB. He jumps off even further, but no longer will he have this BKB. He's dusted, smoke screen, and they've got the root. They have the Warp Flare. It's onto the Gyrocopter who BKBs and tries to fight. He's got the Satanic. He'll finally start to heal up, but now with the BKB running out, they've got the Avalanche as well as the Dream Coil. Bot comes in, Burrow Strike off the mark, but he goes to the epicenter. That doesn't do anything. They snap the coil, and now they'll lose Shiro. He's dead for a minute and a half. He does not have buyback. This is a pushing lineup here from Tundra and could ultimately be a problem.
Not losing a single hero in that fight. In the next few minutes. Soxa. Good place. Observer and Sentry.
Finding Planet. Dust. And the Ice Path might actually save him here. The Illusory Orb. Ice Blast flying. But they pop the BKB. And now, Blink Strike back. They can't really go after Chrysalis, who's going to use that ult, and that Ice Blast is going to wear off of him. Jumping in again, Avalanche and the toss. Going to toss Bach all the way back. He pops the BKB. Nothing to say, goes in, gets the kill into Soxa. And now, can they get anything more? Whitemon standing tall, but Well, no Ogre Seal Totem to try and get some distance. Ice Blast flying in. That's going to land on a 33. It's also got the shard. BKB pops the shapeshift, does have that harpoon, can pull him back in, but they're going to focus now onto the Ursa. He's nullifier, but 33 goes for Bach. Bach trying to get some distance between him and this Lycan. Chrysalis will fall to planet. Burrow Strike lands on a 33. He's under the tower. Tricks of the trade. Can they get another jump onto him? Blink forward. Bach with the body blocks for a second, where the body box.
He's going to turn.
He's going to end up dying. Nullifiers there. They get the kill on a 33, and they trade their offlaners.
Buyback.
He'll get that.
And he's going to show it. They're going to plant the banner.
They should be able to take this tower pretty quickly. Doxa going
jumping in.
Oh, whoa! He
Does have buy.
kind of messed up there. It's Divine. They are just committing all in. I mean, Whitemon is not here. And now Chrysalis is in. He'll find himself the Jakiro. Pops the BKB. The buyback comes out from Y. They'll buyback on the Tiny. The Burrow Strike lands. It's on to 2, but now Chrysalis is in a lot of trouble. They've got the Aegis on to Shiro, so they should be able to get the damage.
It's going to hit onto 3 of them.
It's huge from Planet. Planet size, not Pluto size. Shiro low pops the Satanic and dies. All of a sudden now, nothing to say is gone. The gem's on the deck. BZM though, refresher used by Shiro. He needs to be careful. The laser, the Satanic. He might want to think about backing up, but they might want to finish the game. They'll go for the tier 4s. The attention is there. The Burrow Strike lands on a Whitemon, and now they've got the throne exposed. Can they finish this off? Can they get the 2-0? Can they eliminate Tundra? It looks like it might be likely, but the BKB's been popped by BZM. Then Shiro goes for it. He's going for the throne, but they've got themselves the glyph. Oh, Ice Blast coming in once again. Lands on a Chrysalis. The damage coming out. They've got the Burrow Strike. They get the kill on a Chrysalis as well as Whitemon. They'll take him out. 2 heroes dead.
The
BZM, he's trying to keep it alive.
Backdoor protection is kicking in.
On Planet. Backdoor's coming through, and they can't finish the game. Shiro
they have enough, do they?
But do they have the damage through Backdoor? They will.
They do.
Oh, man. Tidebound just goes
what
for
an
the
ending.
finish.